Hey, it's Blaze, and today, we just got a lot of new news about 2K22 today. So basically, I'm just going to be summing this up for you. As you can see, the estimated read time for this whole gameplay update at 2K's upload is 12 minutes. So I'm basically just going to summarize it for you, so it's a lot easier to go through for you. As always, man, make sure you drop a like, subscribe down below, and make sure you comment and let me know what type of content that you are going to want to see throughout 2K22 from me. Now, the first thing that we're going to go over, as the title says, that we are going to be going over the new badges. Now, it does say in this article, it does, but someone just made a easier graphic for it, so it's a lot easier to go through by badge tier, that sort of thing. So the first badge is going to be Limitless Spot Up. Ability to hit logo range trees off a catch and shoot. It's basically just new range extender. There's Lucky number 7. Boost your ability to score when shooting early in the clock, which is basically like, I guess, effective if you're running like a 7-second offense. But what's gonna be interesting is that when we start playing the game and seeing is like how early can you shoot, or it says boost your ability to score, but does also include dunks and layups as well. Does that include post moves? Does that include all-round offense? This is a unsure badge that we don't know yet, that we'll have to test when 2K22 comes out and find out what its real effect is. Next badge is going to be Mismatch Expert. Ability to successfully shoot over taller defenders on a switch. So basically that just means like off of pick and roll, off of off-ball screens and switch. That can be many different things. Seems like it's a hard badge to make work too. Like, it's like, what happens if someone's like running a zone, or you're playing like 5v5 or play now and someone's running a 2-3 zone? Is this badge now going to be worthless because they're running a zone, so therefore you don't really have like a matchup? That's gonna be interesting to see. Chef, ability to knock down Steph like off dribble deep threes. I got a feeling that is going to be a very cheesy badge. Alright, Fast Twitch, ability to get off the floor quicker for standing layups and dunks. I'm assuming that this is basically like if you fall or if you like dive for the ball. I don't know, this is a very confusing badge to me. Like, what exactly is get off the floor quicker? I don't know. Oh, okay. I know what it is. It's like Rise Up. This is Rise Up. This is what it is. This is Rise Up. Basically just like getting up faster for dunks. Yeah, okay, so that's a pretty simple badge. Grace Under Pressure. Abilities to convert standing layups more effectively. That's pretty self-explanatory. Limitless Takeoff. Ability to soar from farther away on driving dunk attempts. This could be very cheesy in regards to like catching animations a lot quicker. This is when this badge could very well be a problem. Let's say like you're a point guard, you go and pick a roll. As soon as you hit like that mid-range, that deep mid-range spot, you might be able to catch the animation. This could be a badge that could be really OP, like straight out the gate, before any patches come through. All right, Mouse and House. Ability for bigs to finish over shorter players more efficiently. That's very weird. This is a very weird badge. It's pretty self-explanatory that if you're taller, that you'll be able to finish over shorter players more effectively. Well, unless you're Ben Simmons. But but anyway, yeah, so that's a very weird badge for me. Like, that's never been a problem for taller players in 2K. Maybe now it is. We'll have to find out. They did say they added a lot of new block animations, but we'll get into that later. That might be playing a part in why this badge is like necessarily a thing, right? Unstrippable, that's pretty self-explanatory. Ability to secure the ball better when gathering for a layup or dunk in traffic. That's different. See, now in previous years, you drive to the rim, someone can press square and sometimes strip the ball from you. This basically stops that from happening. Alright, glue hands, that's already been talked about. Basically, it just makes it easier to catch the ball off passes and basically be quicker to take it onto the dribble. Basically like a catch quick first step, kind of. A catch quick first step badge, if that kind of makes sense. Alright, Hyperdrive. Boosts the speed and effectiveness of moving dribble moves. So, maybe tight handles, basically, what I'm getting from that. Quick Chain. Boosts the ability to quick chain dribble moves together. Like, I'm not a dribble head, so I really don't understand what that means, but I'm assuming that's like, they basically split tight handles into 2 different badges, is my taking from this, because this is like a thing that tight handles will cover. There's also another thing that tight handles will cover, so I'm just assuming that they split it in like 2 different badges, and just have like, now you have to put 8 slots instead of 4 slots to get tight handles, basically. Post Playmaker. Hold up, you cannot see it. My bad. Hold up. Let me Here we go. My bad, Joe. All right, cool. So Post Playmaker boosts the effectiveness of. So you see quick right there. Okay, Post Playmaker boosts the effectiveness of both shots and moves when playing in the post. So when I originally saw Post Playmaker being introduced, I assumed that it was a playmaking in a post type of badge. But now it's like the effectiveness of both shots and moves played in post. So originally you would have to use difficult shots to help in a post. So I guess now they've just broke it down to a specific badge for that purpose. And also helps moves as well. I think they could use a different name, maybe like Post Controller or something like that, because like Playmaker makes you think of passing, and this has got nothing to do with passing. Just my take on it though. Triple Threat Juke increases the effectiveness of triple threat fakes, jabs, and go moves. This is basically just against AIs. It's not really going to be a thing that affects like in the park or pro-am or anything of that nature. Now they got Ball Stripper. Ability to strip layup and dunk attempts more effectively. So that basically just means that you drive to the rim, you have a more of ability to strip the ball. Hustler. Ability to get those scrappy 50-50 balls quicker than opponents. That would be a very cool badge to see. Like on like a Dennis Rodman swinger 3-and-D type player, that would be very cool to see. And then we have Menace. This is a badge that a lot of people have been talking about recently since this image, these badges came out. And basically this means that significantly drops the offensive ratings of opponents when you smother them. So if you're playing lockdown defense and you're right in their grill, and they take a shot, or they take a layup, or they try to force something, it significantly drops their offensive rating. Now, one part that makes me confused is that if you're guarding somebody and they take a contested jumper, isn't that the same thing? Like if you're taking like an 80% contested jumper, isn't that the same thing? I mean, yeah, I mean there might be a 3 that goes in like once in the blue moon, like 1 out of like 20 of those situations. But I don't think Menace is going to be necessarily necessary unless it's working as Intimidator. And maybe even if you're like 2-3 feet away from the person you're guarding, you use Menace and their ratings are still going to be dropped off. That might be a possibility as well. Now, that does include the new badges for this year. Everything else is still the same. Now, there's still like maybe tight hands out the game now. Maybe pickpocket is out the game now. Maybe it still is, but it's for on ball instead of like layup and dunk attempts. Lots of possibilities. All right. Now, we are going to go through this update real quick. I am going to just skim through and show you guys what to look for. So let me go ahead, fix that right there for you. And then I'm gonna I will go ahead and move myself over here so you guys can see that. So here, where did I want to begin? All right, cool. So for forward defenders, body up rides and bumps feel much more warning as a motion team has dramatically improved the feel of on-ball defensive movement. Unwanted bump steals and snatchy body ups have been reduced in favor of giving both the ball handler and on-ball defender more freedom of movement and respected input. Basically, this means that if you play next gen, you would notice that there is always a delay in on-ball defense. If you're a lockdown defender, you're playing on-ball defense, there is always a delay when moving from left to right. So basically, it's just saying that like that delay is now dramatically decreased or even gone for that matter. But now they took away bump steals and they took away body ups. Or like snatchy body ups. I don't know what that means. That can mean many things. But basically they took away body ups, they took away on ball. Bump steals. In exchange for basically giving us no delay on defense, which is kind of weird because that shouldn't even be a thing in the first place. But anyway, that is basically what they're saying there. This is Steeler also received an upgrade with greater emphasis placed on the steal attributes. Low-rated Steelers get sluggish animations that punish them when they reach, while high-rated Steelers with good time opportunity will be able to pick pockets at a much higher rate. So this is not talking about off-ball steals. Let's say you're playing Parker Pro-Am, you're playing on the off-ball passing lanes. This is referring to on-ball defense. So I'm playing on-ball and I have a pure sharp and I try to go for a reach animation. That means it's going to take me out of the play. This past year, if you had a low steal rating and you're like on a pure sharp type build and I reach for you while playing on-ball, it would still keep me still in front of you. Right, so this is basically just saying that they've also not only made you weak on off-ball defense and passing lanes, but they've also made you weak on on-ball defense, specifically when you try to go for steals. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. They said also be prepared to see more dunk slash layup slash dunk attempts, strips from high-rated Steelers when slashers try to force their way to the rim in a crowd. So basically this means that like it might be OP pre-patch 1 to go for just press square when someone's driving to the rim because you get a strip every time. I think that this will be patched eventually. This is something that could be very, very, very OP to the point to where like the only way you can score is just shooting the ball, or if you're a post scorer, just going for post fades or hot fades and not standing dunk attempts. So that's the next that very well could be changed. Alrighty. So defensive AI. This is a big one for me just because I'm specifically a my team guy. But yeah, so this is something I'm going to go over quickly though. So new on-ball defensive positioning logic gives defenders more consistently in their position, regardless of their distance from the basket. All right. So this basically just means, I guess, better on-ball logic, which just has never. So on-ball logic has never been an issue for AIs. The issue has been your corners drop off for no reason, or they'll leave the sharp to go double for no reason. It's just things like that that have always been an issue, and it just seems like they didn't do that. So defensive pressure on ball that was present. Yeah, so this is basically they touched on ball defense for AIs. That's basically all they said. Brand new hedge defender logic and behaviors gives a catch hedge defender a specific focus for how they react to the ball handler. In the past, hedge primary focus was their man, which led to the AI actively abandoning the ball handler. This cascaded into some original. So basically, AIs are gonna do a better job of hedging when they're on defense, which is not good. Yeah, that's not good. Because now this means that not only are you draw for corners, but your AI is going to be predictable to manipulate into hedging, and you can just dot the hash and make your rain threes every single time that happens. I don't like this. This is very abusive. There's going to be a way to manipulate the AI when doing this, and it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. This is something that you could just do manually if you're a good like AI, or you're good like my team player or just like play now player. You could just grab the AI and hedge manually. But now it's gonna be messy. I don't like this. It's gonna be messy. They should just fix the corner defense, and that's it. So that's just weird. This year marks the most significant update to the fundamental defensive rotations we have ever done. We now have the ability to have both single and double rotations to take away the first and second passing lanes once help defense is triggered. So basically this means like, hey, if your corner drops down to cover a drive, then your hash AI defender will rotate to the corner, and then like your on-ball lock will rotate to the hash. It's basically what I'm getting from this. I'm just reading off real quick. This helps AI defenders take the proper route behind screens and put themselves better to navigate and avoid screen contact. That's kind of just BS, honestly. Dribbling, I'm not going to touch dribbling because I'm not necessarily experienced on this. I recommend watching a dribble YouTuber that can offer more insight on this. So I'll be skipping the dribble section. Okay, post play. This is something that I will be going over intensively because obviously I'm a post guy. All right. So yeah. So let's see. Now we have a little treat for the bigs. We spent a lot of time upgrading post play with loads of new content, including new movement and a new arsenal of back-to-basket moves similar to face-up ball handling. Many of the new moves are cancels and aborts. So like bailouts, I'm assuming, for big men. For example, start post spin by throwing the right post stick, then immediately move to the left stick in the opposite direction for a spin back. These are also new RT2 fakes that will keep you engaged in post while you can chain multiple fakes together without disengaging. This could be a very good way to like fake, like pump fake and do like an up and under, like a dream shake type of move, is what I am getting from this. The only thing is that like doing a backspin, where they say that they said something about throwing a right to the move in the opposite for a spin back. Sorry, spin back. This concerns me because if you play 2K21, you know that double spin back where you could like legit do a triple spin from the free throw line and dunk it every time. That's what that's reminding me of, and I hope that's not a thing again because that would be massively annoying. But once we get the game, we'll find out. But that's just the impression I'm getting from this, is that spin by spin back. I think that's what they mean. But hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully that's not a thing. You can also take advantage of new disengaged face-up moves, controls that help you avoid steal, new hop shots, and a better pull chair mechanic. That is very, very, very cool. They're also, since they're on a shooting category now, I'm going to show you guys, this is a new shot meter. You can't see it very well, so let me see if I can zoom in. I can. This is a new shot meter in 2K22. So it's basically a stick, goes all the way up, and it comes out to the tip. So basically that's just the shot meter. It's just, it looks similar to NBA Live, kind of. But outside of that, you know, nothing else is different in regards to the shooting mechanic this year. It's just a new shot meter. That's literally it. And also how the new defensive badges affect the contest system when you're shooting. Now, finishing. I already read about this, so I'm just going to sum it up for you. But basically, there is going to be a shot meter when you are slashing in NBA 2K22. So once you activate a dunk or layup animation, it's going to give you a meter bar. And then you're going to have to fill up that bar or time that bar to complete the dunk 100%. But if you miss that bar on that dunk, there's still a chance that you could miss that dunk. Now, I don't know for sure, but let's say if I'm dunking and I green or I time correctly on my dunk bar, and therefore I'm like 100% completing the dunk, is it still possible for a defender to come in and block me, or is it just unblockable? I'm assuming with how much buffing they've done the block animations this year, adding new animations, adding new slots, adding new jumps, like there's just a lot of things they added specifically to defense. I'm assuming that even if you do correctly do it, you can still get blocked. So yeah. So that's basically just concludes finishing, build, badges, and takeover. So I'm gonna go. So I already showed you the badges. All right, so we'll go over builds and we'll go over takeover. Player builds is another hot topic when it comes to 2K and 2K21 for new gen MLG sub your attribute gaps however you saw fit. As with any new big developments, there are always growing pains. You may not jump into the system to create more balanced builds and give incentives for creating all different types of players. So for example, you could not make a playmaking 7'3" big last year. Like you could, if you're on next gen, your big could only have at 7'3". Your big can only have 5 playmaking badges if you maxed out the playmaking. So now I would like to see, can I have like a 32 badged 7'3" playmaking post? That would be a very fun build to see. Use like a Jokic type build, basically. Would be awesome to see. Smalls will see distinct advantage over big and vice versa. So expect to see a lot more variety when you hit the virtual streets of the city this year. City is confirmed. If you didn't know that, then yes, the city is coming back for 2K22. Alright. The amount of badge points at your disposal has been increased significantly, giving you more options for how you badge out your My Player. It basically comes down to where they broke down a lot of badges into 2 parts. So giving you more badge points means that you can get that like additional badge that like completes that badge that originally was broke down. Okay, so these are our badges here. We're just gonna skip through. We already read through that. One final My Player upgrade I wanted to call out is a new gen exclusive called Takeover Perks. This is big. Takeover Perks. These are modifiers that you can unlock and equip to strengthen your existing takeover abilities. Like takeover wasn't OP enough. I'm not going to list them out because we want them to be a surprise, but it's a great upgrade to the takeover system that adds a layer of depth and strategy to how you compete online. This is going to be interesting, especially with my team players. If you get, sorry, no, it's a My Player upgrade. Okay, cool. It's only for My Players. So My Player upgrade, you can get takeover perks. So I would think like it's like Madden. It's similar to Madden. If you play Madden, you know what I'm talking about. On Madden and Madden Ultimate Team, you can have an X Factor on your player, which is basically takeover, but then you can also have abilities on your player that affect the player 24/7. But I'm assuming that this only takes effect during your takeover. So that's a very cool system that will be interesting to see. I think it's gonna be very, very OP. Maybe if you add a takeover perk, it makes your takeover harder to get because it's much more OP. It's gonna be very, very interesting. Alright, so this is closing remarks. Okay, so that basically just concludes it. No other new news. Alright, cool. Alright. So that concludes the news, articles, and the badge update. This is a 23-minute video, man. It was lots of news, but maybe like you can just listen to me on the background and you'll be able to understand it better. But that's basically just a summary of all the news of 2K22 that we got today. My team, I think, will be coming out soon as well. The My Team blog, maybe later on, I'll have to see. But yeah, so as far as 2K22, I think that this is all the news that we are going to get as of right now, until the official launch of 2K22. Maybe I'm wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, man. Hey, as always, good day. Adios and good night. Peace. All love, all positivity. And I'll see you guys in the next one.